and we make it so locked or fixed, so that doesn't shift it down or doesn't use relative reference. So we make it absolute reference by putting dollar sign, and we multiply with, just press F4 to shift to lock, or you press dollar sign before Chrome and dollar sign before lock to make it absolute reference. Times the DC total cost. So we just press enter and we autofill to get the rest of the answer. So that is how we can do this. So let us talk about this one. This one is the same thing, however they just copy these headings and they put vertically, and this one items to be put horizontally. So the same story, we're gonna get to get the total cost. We're gonna multiply this one times this one individual cost for light. This, there are two lights, so to get the total, this one individual times 2, we're gonna do like that. So we just say this one times this, then we get the answer. So from there we do autofill horizontally to get the rest of the answer. Same apply here. We're gonna use this rate, tax rate, which was given the question, which is 10%. We lock it, make it absolute, then multiply by the total. This is the total where we charge tax from. So we press enter, then we autofill. We do autofill to get the rest of the answer. That is question 1. And another question here, they said budget for extension for to golf club. They give us October, November, December, February. Expense, that is expected revenue, this is the amount. Then the cost, costs, heating and cooling, architecture fee, then electrical, then building costing, glazing, total costing, revenue. So they wanted us to use these values so that we do come up with some calculations. We do small calculation. So if we want to get the total cost, obviously we can go to we use function to save time. That is, we just select where we want to get the answer from, then we go to formula, then we can come here. There's what we call auto sum. We can get some function there. It will just automatically understand what we want to do, and we do autofill to get the rest of the answer. So that is how we can do save time for this. They said revenue less cost. Revenue less cost, obvious. We come here, we select there, we can use home tab, we can go here to get that auto sum function. We can get mean from there. We want to use mean, so we want to get mean, but we want mean for less cost, which means we want mean in this the only cost. So we have selected more than that, so we deselect until we reach where only the cost. We don't want even to call the total cost, so we press enter. We do autofill to get the rest of the answer. So that is it. Then average, we can do the same thing. We can come here, or we can go to format tab and we go to, then we get average here. So average, so we select this, we want to get average from this value. We deselect, I think we deselect this value. So we come in the corner of this selected value, then we make sure the cursor turn like this. When turns, we hold and we reduce, or we cut, or we deselect area which we don't want. So from there we release, then we press enter. I think that is the average we want. Then we do autofill hand. To get the rest of the answer. So I think that is done. The total here, expected revenue. Here we can get the total. Here we go to home, we can come here. We're gonna use sum function to get the answer for us. So to save time, that is what I can do. or you can just click there equal sign sum, then you select it, then you select even the value. But for me, I can just use auto sum. It will just understand, it will select for me automatically save time. So this is the question 3. They give us name, quantity, unit amount, transport, labor expense, and net amount. So they give us here something. Hint: transport rate of gross. It is this one is 8 of gross, okay, of gross amount. This one labor rate of the gross amount. So this is it is 10%. So we should come up with this value by just selecting this. So they said they said we have 8% as a transport expense, 8% of gross pay, but we don't have gross pay. We don't know the gross amount. We don't have that gross amount. It's not given this table. If you have to check clearly, but we are given quantity and the unit. Unit is like unit amount is like amount for a one item, but remember here they both 33. If the if one item costs maybe something like this, what about this 23? So we should do some calculation there. We do multiplication to get the total cost or the gross amount. So let us create another maybe free column, then we put there gross amount. From there, what we can say, if we want to get gross amount, we shall just say gross amount is equal to unit amount, that is price for a single item, times how many items do you have to get all the total cost, that is the quantity. So when you get the answer, you do autofill to get the rest of the answer. Just double click to get or to do autofill. So from there we can then go ahead and use these percentages so that we come up with value. So so far what we know about transport expense is GC rate 8% of the gross amount. Since we have gross amount, let us use 8% times. Already we are trying to find out what is the actual amount in 8%. So to get the actual amount, or to turn that 8% into amount, what we can do is just say 8%. This is the 8%, but remember it is one cell. We just need to rock it so that it doesn't shift, and multiply. We're gonna multiply by the gross amount. This is the gross amount. Obviously we're gonna get what is inside the 8%. So we do autofill and autofill to get the rest of the answer. Same apply to labor, because the labor rate of the labor, it is 10% of the gross amount. So we shall say equals 10, this 10%, but remember we need to rock it and we multiply it by the gross amount, and we do autofill handle here to get the rest of the answer. The net pay, then the net amount, the remaining amount. Remember, the remaining amount is equal to the net, the actual money you remain with. So we're gonna subtract the total, that is the gross we had. Then we'll subtract what we call expenses, or expenses, or if we have even taxes, we exclude that. Then what we remain with, that is the net, the exact amount we remain with, that is the net amount they want. So we first get, this is the total amount we corrected, but remember from this amount we subtracted the following: transport, that is an expense. We subtract this transport, and plus even this one, labor, we paid some workers. I made this one, we paid some workers, so that is also an expense. So we subtract those one. So the total we had, then let us remove these two expenses, that is labor and transportation. Then what we remain with is, that is what we call net amount. So let us subtract and we autofill to get the rest of the answer. I think that is also done. finish. Let us go to this one. This one is very obvious, I think. Yes, obvious. This one they give us global computer and English senior school students. The name English, mathematics, biology, physics, chemistry, what kind? Maybe this one is a computer. So from there give us some names. They give us minimum value, maximum value. They give us total average. We need just for this one and we get the answer. To get the total, since they didn't specify whether we use formula or um, function, we can decide. Me, I will decide to use a function here. I can decide to bring a function from formula bar. We go to auto sum. I bring, since I want to sum up the scores, I'll just bring this, and obviously Excel will just understand what I want and press enter. I think it has guessed right. If not right, then you make this select where then you make a good selection. But I think it has guessed well. Then I'm more satisfied with it. Then let me just autofill to get the rest of answers. Same apply to this. I go to home tab. I can even access this auto sum through here. I want average here. This is average, but here it is selected including even the total, which I don't want this to be there. I want it to stop there, so I press enter. So from there I do autofill and I do apply autofill handle. So I'll make sure these values they are in the same. I would use this more so that they will get uniform decimal. I think we should have, I think let us have what we call a uniform decimal, that is 0 decimal. We'll reduce to 0 decimal. So let us go to position. When I want to get position, I'll just use a function called rank. Rank is the function that can give you what you call position, that will give you position in case you want to do anything concerning position. So we have ranker E2, then we have ranker AVG. This one rank average, this one rank total. If you want to calculate rank using average, you can use the first one. If you want to use rank using basing on total total mark, you use this one. So it's upon our solves to select the right choice. For me, I will choose this one because I want to use total, and I will select that one. So from there it will ask me number. Obviously I will select the number. The number I want to base on is this one. Depending on that number, so it will ask me another question. The reference from where? So reference from where? From the column which is containing this value for what we call it is called a reference to the full column which contains the total. So I can lock it so that I don't want it to move it downward. So just lock it so that there isn't move. From there, what else? Press F4 to locate that full column. From there, they told us to decide or to choose whether you want descending or ascending, that is order. This order I will go with 0, that is ascending or descending. Then I close my bracket. I mean, I want to the one with highest marks to be the number 1. That is what I'm trying to select. I want the one who is having the highest score to be in the first position. That is what I want to get. That's why I'm selecting descending. So I press enter, so we can see the one with highest marks will get the first position. So that is what I have here. Another thing here, I think we have to calculate minimum and average. So I just set there, I go to home tab. I want to save time. I can go to formula, use, I want to maximum. I think maximum is here. So from there I don't to select to include this empty cell, blank cell. I don't want it. I will deselect it, then press enter. So from here I just autofill. No, it's not like that. I autofill this way. Yes, I think can work. Then here we just come here and I would like to use the formula. Actually this one was supposed to be, I used which formula, this function maximum, so this one was supposed to be here, so this one was supposed to be for minimum. So I'll go here, change, because I want me, I change, I come in the corner, I want to deselect this, then I press enter. So from here I come here, I want a formula which can give me maximum. Obviously I want to select this and I want to deselect this. I come here in the corner until I see the cursor changing to deselect this, then I press enter. Then obviously I have to do autofill to get the answer correctly. So from there okay, let me do autofill. Correct me. So I think it is done. This one part is done. Let us go to next sheet, which is called relatives versus absolute. So from here we're given that the bonus amount is 308% of the salary. Calculate the bonus and total. So we have bonus here and total. This is the table: name, salary, bonus amount. So they gave us some hint that bonus amount is 3.08 of the salary. We have already salary here, so we first calculate the bonus. Here this is the bonus. We lock it because it is one cell. We don't have to move from that cell, so we must fix it. Then we multiply, because they said of the salary, multiply the salary of salary. Here is our salary, so we press enter. We do autofill to get the rest of the answer. Then the total is very simple: bonus plus the salary equals, then we can use even some, we can just come here, just select where the answer. For simple, we can use a formula. Formula is very easy. Formula equals this one plus, let us use a formula, plus this one, this bonus plus salary. So we do autofill handle to get the rest of the answer. That is it. Then another part is another question: cost of each quantity, total price, tax value, profit. So the tax rate of the total, tax rate is 4% of the total. So these are books, items, books, more what, books, items, chalks, pens, what. So this is the cost for each item. So this one bought, each book bought, you can get it at 2,000, but remember you bought 2 or 10 books, so 2,000 times this one to get the total price for the entire books you bought. So this is this sale times this. Obviously you get the answer. You do what you call auto fill. Okay, do all the margin cell. Okay, here is the some margin cell. You just use autofill to do that. I think it's okay. Now tax value, we have some hint that it is 4% of the price, the total price. We have already calculated the total price, so we can say equals 4%, we fix it, times the total price they talked about, which is this we have already calculated. Then we press enter. Then we try to do autofill to get the rest of that answer. Then profit is very easy. This is tax. Obvious here we deduct tax from the total price. So what remains with that is our profit. So if you have an amount of 20,000, they charge a tax of something this, so you'll subtract this from the other one to get the remaining. The remaining is your profit. So we shall say the total price. This is the money we had in general. We subtract this tax. Obvious, what remains is our profit. So we do autofill to get the rest of the answer. So here, calculating total, just come here, use from, we can use a formula function, or you can any. This is total is summing, and then we press enter. You just see, use autofill to get the rest of the answer. Largest that is using largest is that is using what we call maximum to get the answer. But remember, we don't want to include the total, so we must deselect the value for total here. So come in the corner until you see this cursor changing. Sorry, yes, here. So if you get that cursor, deselect, then click OK. Let us do autofill and to get the rest of the answer. So here, average. So come here to our autofill formula, autofill average. We go for average. So we don't want to include this one, so we deselect the total. We come up, we only select what we want. So we press enter, then we autofill with the rest of the answer. Then what else? So here, what's wrong with this? So here they added, here this is the largest. So here we gonna clear format because we don't want to see that dollar sign there. I think from here up here we're gonna select that one. I go to form tab. I don't want to see that dollar symbol there. Clear format. So this one quantity is supposed to be valid, not what we are seeing as quantity and what money. So here I'm gonna capture the smallest is like using mean. I go to auto sum, go to your mean, come here, make sure you get the cursor, this cursor, deselect it until reach here, then press enter. Autofill, make autofill to get the rest of the answer. That is done. I think it's done. Then another question 3, and we have a small business here dealing with oranges. That is this data is about oranges store or a business, small business. For instance, you have your business for just making this, and they give us here oranges cup per cup. The cost you maybe you first invest in your business so that you come up with 1 cup is 40%. Is 40 maybe 40 shillings, whatever. But this is the cost you. It costs you to come up with 1 cup of this. If you are saying that cup that you cost maybe costed is 40, you sell that cup, that 1 cup at this amount 50. So these are the number of days in a week that you manage to made some cups of juice here. So here we have this sold, then we have this is the juice made, these are juice sold, and this is the total cost, day sales, and profit and loss. So we have this, the orange, that the cups we managed to make. But remember, to make 1 cup it cost you 40. So to Monday we made 36. We're implying that 36 cup, if you calculate 1 cup, to make 1 cup it is 40, but we managed to made some good result, which is 36. So to get the total cost of this 36 cups, 36 times 40, because 1 cup cost you 40, that is what the total cost that we're gonna get. Then if we want to get the days sales, that is selling price or the selling amount we got, it's like if we manage to get to make 36 36 watt cups from this, and we just managed to sell this 25, that doesn't mean it doesn't mean that if you made 36 all of them you're gonna sell them. No, it's not like that. You can make 100 and you get a customer for only 50 customers, so you can manage to sell like 50. So here they managed to get to make 36, but remember one cost them this, but they managed on to sell 25. So the selling price is this. So what we can say, if you want to get what is the cost for, maybe what is the total cost? The total cost is the amount we used to make or to, that is our capital. We just say the total cost equals the cups we made times the cost for one cup. It was given here. The cost for one cup is 40%. But remember, this one is gonna be multiplied throughout, so it need to be fixed. So we need to apply the sign so that we can fix it before column and after the row. That is how we can get the answer. So from there, this is the total cost we put in our business to make the 36 watt. So that you to get 36 cups, you first have this cost as your capital, so that you come up with 36. So if you manage to sell, remember the same price is this one. If you want to calculate how much you earn, you're gonna get it from the cups you sold. So if you want to know the amount you, maybe the amount you earned or the cost you earned by selling the cups, you just say equals how many cups I sold. I sold 25. Okay, 25 times each cup was costing how much, or how much I was selling one cup. Remember, I meant to sell 25, but each cup I sold at it, they say cost, which is 50. So I multiply that by 50. But remember, this one is gonna multiply it throughout. So I need to fix it. From there, I press enter. This is what we get as our answer. So from there, another thing here, it's very simple. Loss or profit. Every business, you expect a loss or a profit. So did we make a loss or on Monday? Let us see on Monday. We managed to make this 36, but we sold on 25, which implies we made some loss. So if we want to get to manage to see whether our business whether we earned something or we didn't earn, so like we made the loss, we say days sales minus total cost. Obviously we can get the, if we remain with some balance, it means we get some profit. If we don't remain with, it implies we are negative or we are running actually we are making loss. So we shall say this one minus this, we press enter, so we get this as the amount. So you can even tell, you can even see if you can make 36 and the cost is this one, and you just made you managed to sell 24 and you got this one, multiply, you did make up, or you made a loss in simple terms. On the second day you managed to make 25, but you managed to sell 25. It means you didn't get anything, you didn't lose anything. Actually you made some you didn't, here you make some profit because the selling price is somehow bigger than the cost. So if you sell one cup at 50 and your cost is 40, obviously you are making some profit. Here we made 45, but we managed to sell only 20. This is totally loss. You can see here we made 30, but this is totally loss. This one also totally loss, and we can see it here totally loss. Here we can see if there's some profit because of the number. It's not very, the difference is not big. That's why you can get some profit because of this selling price is somehow good. So that is how we can know that we are making a loss, and the loss you can see is a negative, a negative, a negative. A positive means what? A profit. So let us see some questions below here. They said grand total. Grand total is like summing up what you have here. So you can just come here, just use the since they didn't specify, you can use any function or formula. So to me, I will choose a function to save time. Yes, I want to sum this, then I will just autofill, then I get the answer. So from there, they said image the cell A41 to F41 for the title, fill color light green, font size 22, font type area black, font color white. So here they want us to match this heading, and we center this heading. So that is what they want. They want us to do like that. Then they said fill color. They said fill color. Fill color. They said fill color light green. This is light green. Then they said font color. Font color. They said the font color white. This is white. They said font type area black. Area black. Then they said font size 22. I think that is it. 22. Font size 22. And I think that is done. So we just make it. We go to home tab. You go format auto fit column width so that it can be visible. Okay. Okay, we just select this, go to home, format, auto fit, raw height, it to bring it. So that is it. They said another question there, format all the cans to have the yExcel before the values. Use function and compute the grand total. So we use the function to compute this was some function. So they say they want all the values here to be having a yExcel symbol. Here we have this one for cost, for this one cost, for this is a price. We select that one, we select even this one, that is a price, and we have to select, you first select this one, you hold your control key, you selected the second one, then we're gonna, these are number of caps, so we need this one to be we need this one also to be having the cost, the yExcel symbol, so we set this one also. So we set this one, and this one to be part of that. Then we go to home tab, and number, we click on this launcher button, we select currency, and we select this format, and we go to symbol, you select yEx. They said we use yEx. I think where's yes, this is the U symbol. We select that one. So the reason why I changed the format, because I didn't want to show negative. It is not good to show negative money there. When you have negative money, it is not professional to show that a negative. When you have loss, to show it negative. So instead I used another format to, whenever you see red, it implies this is a negative, this is a loss. That is what I did. So that is how we can come up with this wonderful work. I think this is done. You can see here we have yEx symbol, even here yEx, these are caps. So that is it. I think that is what they wanted. So from there, let us go to this question. They said, this is a question. They said, type the above work and the way it appears above and answer all the locally free question is in the free spaces. So you can see this question, it is like a picture of which we need to go to type to retype here below. So I've managed to type and I come up with this exact copy like this. So we just need to call type and we come up with this. So this is what they want us to do. First, to type one by one, come here and see what is there. You just come and type. Come here, what is here? First, type like that, so I'm going to couple with this. So they said we use whenever if we see a free space here, we there it need some answers, so we need to put there some answers there. So here, first of all, we have gross pay, we have revenue tax, we have net pay, we have rank, remarks or rank. Then we have basic, we have transport allowance, we have anything. So name, these are names. So from there they said revenue tax is 10%. Net pay, we're gonna find a way of how to get them. What is a gross pay? How to get a gross pay? A gross pay is the total amount we get or revenue. But you have basic, and even this is transport allowance. We have even net duty allowance. So in order to get gross pay, what do we need? Gross pay equals, of course, equals gross pay equals, we're gonna sum up the basic, allowance plus allowance. So to get your total salary in general, at the end of, you add your allowance and even the basic. So we're gonna use a formula to add this plus this plus this plus this. So we're gonna come up with the answer. I think if we press enter, this is the answer we expect to have. So this is the answer. So from there, we've just used a formula to get this one. We will use autofill handle to get the rest of the answer. What about tax revenue tax? Revenue tax is what's given here, 10% here. So 10% of the gross pay. I think that is clear. If they are to charge a tax, they charge on the overall the tax. So if it was specific somewhere, we would have used that one. So let us assume the tax was charged on the gross pay. So we shall say this 10%, we want to know what is in 10%, but remember, don't forget to fix it. We're gonna multiply it by DC amount. Obviously we're gonna get the answer which is in 10%. So this is the tax that maybe they are charging you. So what is the net pay? So what is the net pay? The net pay will be, if you want to know how much, the exact amount you remain with, the net pay is very simple. You get the gross pay minus the tax. This is the tax. So if you have the total payment at the end of your salary, you remain the tax, what you remain with, that is the net amount you are gonna stay with. So this is the amount we're gonna have. Then let us use autofill handle to get that one. So if you want to rank and we see who earn and who earn the greatest, maybe the highest amount, we can say rank. We rank depending on the amount. So we're gonna check this function. So we select it. This is the number we want to depend on. Then the reference. This is the net pay we want to use. So we lock this one. That doesn't move. Then we choose order. We're gonna choose descending, so that the one with the highest amount should be the number one. So we autofill to get the rest of the answer. So I think that is it. If you have to see this one is having the greatest amount and it's having that solution 1. So that is what I wanted. I think this one also done. Let us go to function sheet. Here we have some calculation. These are the calculations, very simple. We have department, new salary increments, and the increment is 5% new salary. So this is the salary and the new salary, the increments that an increase. So they increase your salary 5%. So you first, what is in 5%? Obviously, we shall select this. We shall begin with calculating what is in 5%, which amount they increased you. That is what is the increment. So 5%, allocate times the salary, your salary, because they increase according to your salary. So that is this is the increment you gonna get. I think that is it. So from there, what is the new salary? New salary, this one plus this one, the salary, the original salary plus the increment, what you have the increased you, that is become your salary. So you can use it, what we call a formula to come up with the answer. Just adding this plus this, enter, then you do calculation here. So that is what we have. From there, we have some things here. They want to calculate some. Here some we come up with. We can use function. Some can give us. This is some. Okay, it is gonna give us the right choice. They have selected the right thing, so we press enter to get the answer. We just do autofill to get the rest of the answer. Average, the same story, can get it from here, also you can get it from here, average, but remember we don't want to include that sum value, so we deselect that one, press enter, and we do autofill handle. So that is it. Then count salary, so we're gonna count number. So counting number 1 2 3, how many? So how many count how many guys, how many salaries we are. So from there we just use count. We can get it from it. So function, you can get it from here, counting number. This is the counting number we want, so we gonna count only number up to here. Then we select their 8. So count name, we use autofill to count name. We're gonna use counter, so we just select it counter. Counter, it comes here. You can select it, press tab key to select count names. Here these are the employee names, just come and select them and press enter. I think they are 8. Then mean, same thing, same story. Mean, you deselect this because you want to get mean for up to there. Enter, autofill, get the rest of the answer. Max, same story, you can get it from here also. There's very many ways you can get there, or you can just press equal sign max, you right there, it's okay. Press enter to get the answer. You get the same thing. So average, the same story, you can press equal sign average. From the list it will come. You select the right choice. This is average, then press tab key to come up with it, then select the number. I think up to here, press enter, then autofill to get the rest of the answer. So from there, each employee was increased the salary of 5% of their salary. So this one I think is done. That is what we have answered already. Here they want us to capture something. Here total. We have some values. These are years and month. These are values, some values. They want us to capture some. So here we're gonna use function. You can use some function. I think auto sum. You go to auto sum. I think it's okay. Press enter. We autofill just this. This one they want maximum, the same story. I think maximum here, but remember, don't forget to select this value of calculated already. Okay, let's enter. Then we autofill. Okay, here largest is the same as maximum, so you can use large function, or you can use even large, can work for you. Large, take there large, you select large function, you select the number you want to fit the answer from. Up to May. Okay, from there comma, then 1, because we want the largest. We press enter. Oh, here this is what we are getting. I think 22. Oh, they have included this one, which is not required. So I will begin with 21. I have to edit this formula because I have to get the same answer. Oh, okay. Enter. So this is what we are supposed to get. So let us calculate the second largest equals large with a large function. Select that large function, select the array. This is the reference where we want to calculate our value from. Then from there, comma, then we want second, so press enter. I think that is okay. Okay, then another mean equals mean. Just select their mean, select it, double click, select it, then you come and select the value you want to get mean from. So this is the value we want to get our mean from. I press enter, autofill, equals average, same thing, you write average, double click, then come and select the value up here, press enter, then autofill, then the answer. Median equals median, this one, double click, select it, come here, use selection, then select it, then autofill, get the rest of the answer. Then count equals count, it is count, double click, then come and select what we want to count, then obviously autofill, then second smallest, use a small function, select it, select this array, the array, then comma, then 2, because they want the second smallest. So you press enter, obviously you get the answer. Then I think they are done. Here they said employee gross pay tax deduction equal, and they give you a rate. This is, just say cost tax. Okay, sorry. Undo. So come here, because tax, this is the tax they told us. We locate F4, to lock it, to multiply by the gross pay, enter, we autofill to get the rest of the answer. I think it is done. Then the total here, I think we sum up. Here we can use a function sum, just use right there the word sum, select it, then come up and select what we want to sum up. I think up here, yes, up to 63. Let's enter. That is the sum. Then here they give us the formula, beginning minus end. So this is the beginning minus end. This is what they want. So they said they gave us this formula to use to get the answer. This one const equals beginning minus end times value. So we just come up and write what they want. Equals beginning, we use even bracket there, beginning, this is the beginning, minus end, this is the end, then close the bracket, multiply by this value each, then press enter, then autofill, get the answer. The formula is already here, so you just need to come here and write the right thing. Calculate the taxable income. The rate is here. Taxable income, tax to be paid. So taxable income and tax to be paid, what is the difference? So they say taxable income, the tax to be paid, hence the tax rate is 0.2, this one. So if you want to get the taxable income, we have to get taxable that is taxable money. Taxable money to mean the money that they're gonna deduct your money, or they gonna deduct your money from, whereby the money you're gonna use to pay tax, the total money you have to have there, so that they can get tax from. That is the taxable income. So another term they can refer to gross pay, total amount, revenue, anything, but provided the government can come and say, from that amount give us tax. That is what you call taxable amount. So how to get taxable amount? Taxable amount is always equals to like here we have employee name, hourly wage, and the hours worked. So to get taxable income, we're gonna calculate hours this guy worked and how much he earned within an hour. So whenever he worked an hour, he earned this. So 1 hour he earned this. So he worked for this hours, 158. If you want to get how much he earned, so just multiply this one times this to get how much he earned. So we come here and select this, multiply by the hours he worked. Oh, sorry. This time was multiply by the hours he worked. So this is the hours he worked. I think that is it. So from there we do autofill to get the rest of the answer. But remember, they ask tax to be paid. Tax to be paid, the rate is here. So this we just say equals this, fix it. We want to get amount within, so times this from this amount. Obviously we're gonna turn this into amount by multiplying by the taxable amount. So we just do autofill and to get the rest of the answer. From there they said we calculate total, sum, what that is the obvious case. Sum, we can get the function I think from here. Sum, this is sum. I think they have made the correct selection. If not, first check this, okay, selection is okay, then press enter. Then average, the same story, same scenario, you can get it from here. Average, let us guess it as maybe a good section. No, we must stop there, then press enter. Then obviously, what else they want. We're supposed to catch it from here, but the same story scenario. So this is what uh, so this is what we're supposed to do. Okay. Let us try to undo this. So the largest, let us begin with this. Others we just made a wrong selection of the cell. This is what we are meant to do before. We have to begin from this. So from there we get the maximum. From there, press enter, and then just autofill the rest of the answer. Lowest, that is mean. I think mean, we're gonna select it until up, yes, up to here. Remember, we have to deselect downwards. Okay, you have to deselect this. Okay, where is the formula? You have to deselect something. Okay, you have to stop here. 47. Mean, you have to come and select the right choice. Come here and select this. Okay, up here, press enter. From there, employee number, so we need to count number of employees, so we just use our counter equals counter this one. We just click, then we come and select the names of employee. Where the employee, the names, we select these guys, then here, then we press enter. That's it. So that is it. Is there any other question? Okay, let us scroll to this bar. This here, same scenario, deduction. We just press equal sign. This one, lock it, multiply by this, then get the answer. I'll get the answer. Okay, where's the formula? You can multiply by this. I think this one. Okay, this one. Why is it that I'm getting negative? Okay, let me first clear format there. Let me clear format. What is the format there? So it's like I'm getting 0 0 there. Let me repeat it. Equals 10 log multiply by this. This is what I'm supposed to get. So that is it. Yeah, this is supposed to be sum, so I have to autofill this. I think it is this one they are done. think it's done. This one is done. This part is done. Oh, this one. We have this one, total income. We have expense. We have profit, tax value. So we have 10% as tax value. Same apply here. With we first need to get the tax value, that is 10%. Lock it. Multiply, but they said multiply by 10% of the profit. This is the profit, so press enter. So here we must get the profit. We must calculate the profit. Profit is the total cost minus expense. So this one equals sorry, this one, okay, equals this one minus the expense, this one minus expense, you get profit. I think we press enter, we get a profit. I think that is it. So I think this question is done. Then let us go to this part here. I think total expense, here expense 1, expense 2, we must just add expenses equals this one. No, they said expenses. Here, this expense 1 plus expense 2 plus expense 3, then enter. These are the total expense. So net income equals the revenue, that is the total price, the total money we have, minus the expense, the total expense. I think that is it. Then you get autofill, get the rest of the answer. Total sale, you can use formula or function. I think function is better, save time for you. Or you can use sum. You can just take the word sum, will come, select, enter, autofill, same. Here, even here you can use sum. Just come here, auto, where's formula, auto sum, use sum. It will select the correct choice, then press enter. The answer will be there. Here I think the same thing, you can use sum to get the answer. I think here also you can use sum to get the answer because they wanted the total. Auto sum can give you can save the time for you, auto sum, and press just enter with the answer. I think we are all finished. Thanks.